Hello everyone, welcome to this video tutorial on introductory tutorial on the use of a keyboard, especially for those who are beginners and do not know some basic functionalities of the keyboard or how to do some things in the keyboard. So this will be good for you if you want to know what some of the keys on the keyboard are and how to use them. If you also want to tune the keyboard to your taste, I would be going through very few basic things. Don't know if there's need. If someone drops a comment, I could make more videos on some more functionalities. So this is a Tyros 4. Though most of the functions here could be found in many keyboards, but I would expect that this one, that the functions we are going to look at here today should be applied to Tyros 4 and other Tyros 4 products. Other Tyros products, Tyros 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You could also use it on any other Yamaha product. They will be similar if not the same. So today I'm going to let us know what the style is, what the voice is, and I'm going to tell us how to put a keyboard, how to put beats, our own made beats into the keyboard for our personal use. So quickly let me take you through the keyboard. You could see it at the top left corner, that's the demo. You have a section for microphone, another for songs. You have another section for style. You have the knob to control the mic, a knob for volume. You have the pitch blend, modulation, up and lower octave. You have the three buttons that are meant for intro. I'll let you know what that means as we go along. You have the tap tempo. I'll also let you know what that means as we go along. You could manually adjust the tempo. You can increase it or decrease it. You have the main variations, ABCD. I'll let you know what that means as we go along as well. You have the transpose. You have the multi-part control. We won't be dealing with multi-part control in this video, maybe in subsequent videos. I'll let you know what the ending means. I'm going to show you a bit of the start, stop, sync functionality as well. Here we have the main, the screen of the keyboard, which will help us to see what we are doing. I would start by bringing the screen up just to avoid that reflection that you could see on the video. Alright, so that's the screen being put up. You have these buttons here, these black buttons, which is used to control some volumes, and I'll show you. They do the same thing with both the two buttons pointed up and down. You have the data entry button, the enter button. You have the menu where you could control some functions on the keyboard. You have voice creator, digital recording. You have one-touch settings. You have registration memory. You have audio record player, voice effects. Here you have the voice. So you can see it as piano, electric piano, organ, strings, choir. This is where most of the different types of sounds that are being played on the keyboard, this is where they are stored on the keyboard. And as I put the keyboard on, I'll show you what that means. I would like to show you the part select, which tells you I'm going to show you what it's used for anyway. It works with the voice. Okay, so this is the slot for the USB. As you can see, it's a USB disk space. Yeah, I don't know if I need to show you something else. Okay, I would quickly take you to the back of the keyboard. And okay, it's not very clear, but you can see those holes. We have different functionalities for them. Oh, this one's also got VGA, and yeah, he's got his own particular speaker. Alright, so let me go to the main task. So this is just meant as an introductory guide to help you get started with the Yamaha. First of all, locate the horn button, which for me it's at the back here. So I'm going to put on the keyboard and let's wait for it to boot. Okay, you can see the display is on the screen and the keyboard is on altogether. Alright, so I would imagine we could start from now. So the first thing I'm going to do is to take you through the style. Okay, let me take you briefly through the song. You could play any song you want to play on the keyboard. Okay, so there's a brief problem with that. I'll take you back later. Okay, I'll take you to the styles. So, if I want to play any particular beat, there are a lot of beats. First of all, you need to know what kind of beat you intend to play, and that depends on the music being played. But assuming I want to play a reggae beat, I want to play to reggae. So I would advise everyone to play around this because it's really important you know where each beat is. Personally, I know that reggae is under Latin, so I hit the Latin button. When I do, I'm going to check the screen. So it gives me a lot of beats that is under Latin. You have the jazz samba, bossa Brazil, Brazilian samba, there's so many there, so it depends on what you are looking for. So if you look at the screen, you at the top right you see something like preset, and you see another called user. So I'm going to tell you what that is for. You see something towards the end, the lower part, P1, P2, next, repertoire, add to MF, OTS info, view, and hop. All of them have their functionalities. Okay, so the P1, P2 just stands for pages 1 and 2. So right now you can see the P1 is marked, shows that we're on page 1. If I want to move to page 2, I'm going to hit P2, and you can see the options it's giving me has changed. So while I'm still looking for what I want, I'll keep going. But you see from P2 it tells me next. That means there are more than 3 pages. If there are only 3 pages, it's going to put P1, P2, P3. But there are more than 3 pages, so it tells me next. That means if I hit this button here, this button just right under the next here, it takes me to page 3, and then it shows me a page 4. That means this under this particular style, that's Latin, we have only 4 pages. So I'll hit page 4. Alright, so okay, well, we're looking for reggae. Okay, so let's look at that carefully. Okay, there's no reggae here. Next, no reggae. Okay, so you can see it shows me previous now, so it does the same thing, next and previous. So I hit next, it brings me to page 2. There's no reggae. Oh, finally, page 1, reggae. You see here Sheriff Reggae and Happy Reggae. Now if I want Sheriff Reggae, I would come over here to the H button. As you can see, I'll hit H. That's the one adjacent to Sheriff Reggae. You see, it's picked it up, and when it picks it up, after I make sure it picks it up, I would come now to this start and stop button, and I'll press start. Bearing in mind the volume I must have adjusted the volume. Okay. So let me take that opportunity to tell you what the intro, the main variation, the break, the ending buttons do to this. Intro is a short form of introduction. Like if you are doing the beat and you want a quick intro, you could just hit the intro button. I'll show you what it does. All it does is to roll. Okay, let me start that again. I'll click the intro. I want to start my song well with a good intro. So I'll hit the intro button and I'll press start. Okay, so we could hear that. That's what it does. It gives us a good starting. So I'll use there are 3 intros, 1, 2, 3. Each of them is just differentiated by time. The time it lets you start. So I'm going to start 3 now. I'm going to hit on intro 3 and do the start button again. Okay, so that's what intro is for. Okay, let me keep it playing. These are variations A, B, C, D. All they tell you is that they are still the same reggae beats, still the same sheriff reggae, but there are different versions of sheriff reggae that you could play. So I'm going to play B. If you notice, you could notice the different sounds. All right. So the break button, it's just a way to roll within the song without stopping. Like if you get to a point where the drummer normally rolls, so if you want to do that rolling on the keyboard, all you need to do is to hit the break. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let me do a second one, but this one rather quickly. So I'm looking for Calypso. As I said again, you come to the style, you have to have a background knowledge. You have to know where the beat is, and you can only do that by practicing on your own. But personally, I know Calypso is also in Latin, so I would normally come back and click Latin. So when I do that, come back to my screen, I see different lots. So I start looking for Calypso. It's not on page 1. I go to page 2. It's not on page 2, page 3. Okay, there it is, Calypso. Site Calypso. So I'm going to start with the intro 2 this time around. Hit intro 2. To get myself going, I'm going to hit the start button. Okay, so did you hear that? Variation B, variation C, variation D, and the break. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take you to the ending as well. The ending is just a good way for you to end, just to end, not to just have an abrupt end. This is an abrupt end, but I don't want an abrupt end. I want a stylish end, probably with some rolling beats. So I'm going to use an ending with rolling. So there are 3 ways to do it: 1, 2, 3, which is synonymous for how quickly. This is the quickest. This is just in the middle, and this is the longest time. So basically you get to know which one to choose as you practice. All of them is good. It depends on the song you are working on at the moment in time. So I'm going to stop with 2. So it's getting ready to stop. Alright, so that's how it works. Okay, so let's keep it going. That's for the beats. Let me take you to the voice. I think we are very familiar with this one anyway. So the voice is just like, what do you want to play? Do you want to play the grand piano? Do you want to play the electric piano, the organ, the string, the choir, songs? Do you want to play the guitar, the bass? Do you want to play the drums? So okay, so I want to play the electric piano, for instance. So I hit the electric piano button and come to the screen. It brings me to this page. Assuming I want to play the secret piano, I'm going to choose it. I'm going to hit the button just towards the right of Suitcase Piano, as you can see. So that's the change to Galaxy and this is the change to Suitcase. So really is what you want basically in all of them. This would bring me to the part select button. You could see a part select that says left, right 1, right 2, right 3. So you can see that the right one has a blue light switched on and the red light switched on under it, over and under it. So what this tells you is that I'm using right one. So what the part select is for is that these keyboards, most modern keyboards and especially the Tyros keyboards, gives you the opportunity to play more than one voice at a time. As a matter of fact, this gives you the opportunity to play 4 voices at a time. The left is to play more like the bass side of the keyboard, and from here we go into the normal keyboard tune. This one we go into the higher pitch of the keyboard, the lead side, the higher pitch, and then the further right 3. So normally it's going to be here if you want to play everything. The right one goes down to everywhere. The left stays majorly towards the end, somewhere like here, towards the end of the keyboard. Yeah, from there, like towards the end of the keyboard. So what's selected now is just for right 1. I'm going to select for right 2. To select for right 2, I must make sure that this blue button here is on. I do that by hitting the button, which I've done. So it tells me that right 2 is on strings by default. I would go to whatever I want, guitar. Come to the screen, choose the kind of guitar I want, semi-acoustic, that's fine. I've selected a tune for right 2, but if I want it to start playing, I need to hit the red button. So I need to hit the blue button to select, hit the red button for it to come into effect. That is when it's going to work. So I've selected myself, a Suitcase and a semi-acoustic guitar, and then I could just keep playing the keyboard. So the screen tells me what I'm playing at, what voice I have at each point. So this is right 1. It has Suitcase electric piano. This has the semi-acoustic, the Pop Ensemble, VP Soft, New Bank, Pop OH, Calypso, and the rest of them. Okay. So now I'm finally to the last part of this video, which is probably the main reason I made the video. Okay, so should in case you make a beat and you want to put the beat on the keyboard or you don't know how to do it, so this video is just to instruct you on how to do it. Normally every keyboard, every Tyros keyboard or any keyboard, most of the recent keyboards, latest keyboards would have a USB port. So you would put your beats on a USB. Be it the beat or the song, you put on a USB from the keyboard you're bringing it from. Then you insert the USB into the USB drive. Give me a while. Okay, yeah. and it shows me that a device has been connected. And this is the name of the device, Neobank. Okay, so if I want to put a beat from my USB into the keyboard, all I'll do is simple. I'll come to style, which represents my beats. I'm gonna hit practically any one of them, any one of the styles, just to make sure the screen comes to the style section. Now this is why I was showing you the presets, the user and the USB one, because as you can see now, you see that the screen is on preset. So if I want to put it to user, okay, so let me tell you what those means. Preset means these are the styles that have been defined by the manufacturers of the keyboard. So it's been preset. The user says these are the beats that the user put into it. Either he manufactured it or he copied it into it, but it's present on the keyboard. It's not made by the manufacturer. It's the personal preference of the user. And it's showing the third one, the USB, because I have put a USB. Now everything inside here is the beat from the USB. I want to copy it and put it in user. Okay, so let me say everything you do, everything you bring into the keyboard must be put on the user and not on the preset. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to copy all the styles, all the beats I want, and put on the user. Now if you come down here, you could see P1, P2. Next under it you could see name, cut, copy. So I want to copy. I would hit copy. To do that you have to hit this one here, just down, off, copy. Come down, off, copy, hit this particular button. There we go. So it says copy, select the files and the folders to be copied to the clipboard. It gives me the option to copy all of them or to just select what I want. So if you want to select one to copy, you could select it and it will ask you to say OK. Again, you have to come down here straight from the OK to click OK. But I won't want to copy one. I want to copy everything, as a matter of fact. So I would come down all and click all. So it selects everything. When it selects everything, I click OK, and then it's copied everything. So what I need to do is to go back to my tab here and go to the left. It takes me to the user interface and come back here. You can see paste. That tells you that what you've done copied. So anytime you copy anything, you must see paste showing. If paste doesn't show boldly after then you probably haven't copied anything. Because paste would normally not show. Should be copied, I should show. But because the computer have copied something now, so the paste is showing. All I need to do now is just hit the paste. And it's copying. So we'll have to give that a while. So while we wait for that, I would like to say that the same rule applies for the voices. You could store voices on USB that you would like to put on the computer or on the keyboard. So just the same way you have done the styles, that's the same way you can do for voices, and that's the same way you can do for songs as well. Okay, so just wait. Yeah, it's taking a while because there are so many of them I have to do. So, but don't worry, we'll be done soon. Just give it a while. Oh, it's done. Oh, it's done. Great. Alright, so because of time, I'm going to take you quickly to the voice. Click user drive. There it is, user drive. Come to user. Click to the right of it, USB. You can see all the different beats, electric piano, funky EP, galaxy, We're going to do the same thing. Come under P3 where you have your copy. Hit the button down, not the one up, the one down. Copy. It asks you if you want to copy all or you want to select. I want to copy all, so I click all. and after clicking it all, I click OK. So it's copied everything. Come back here to the user interface and paste. Okay. Alright, so we have to give it time. Oh, it's done quickly. Alright, so now that it's done, I'm done with my USB for the purpose of this tutorial. So yeah, I know it's not advisable to bring out just remove my USB, but I've not got too many options now. I just have to remove it. Alright, so it tells me device is disconnected. Now to test if I've done something, or to test the bits that I've put into the keyboard, if it's there and if it's working fine, again I'll go to styles, just hit on any one of them, just so that it could bring you the style interface. Go to presets, the tab takes you to the user. You can see the user is no longer empty. Okay, I'm gonna select a bit that could use some break functions on it, so that we could put into perspective all that we've been doing. PILM, right, good. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Just select any voice here. Takes me to the voice interface. Go to that. I'm going to select new times. Okay. So yeah, I've selected a style and a song, and let's go. Okay, I'll start with the intro and start button. So this is some Nigerian music. Beat styles. I just want to run you through all the things you can do. Can you see that? And let me see if my sound is working. So I put the new times in right 2. To check and make sure it is working, I'm going to put off the right 1. So I have only right 2 working. And I'm going to try and see. Oh yeah, it's working. And let me stop it by using the end. Okay, so thank you everyone. This is just my this is the brief tutorial I could do on an intro to the use of keyboard, the beats and the styles and the songs. If you have any other question or any other thing, you could please put it under the YouTube page, or just drop a comment. Let me know what you feel about it. Thank you.